So we have this narrative going around town that Xdefiant is going to be the Call of Duty killer. And this really needs to stop, right? Let's discuss this in full. Now, I for one am personally a fan of Xdefiant, and I have personally said in all of my videos that Xdefiant will be a great Call of Duty alternative. Listen to me, folks. Alternative. But it seems as though gamers honestly just want more from this title. They want that guarantee assurance that they will be alleviated from Call of Duty. And guys, that is not happening no time soon. And that's due to your own fault. I'll elaborate in that in just a bit. But even the executive producer, Mark Rubin, is getting fed up of hearing Xdefiant being touted as the Call of Duty killer. So guys, within this video here, I'm going to talk about the Call of Duty versus Xdefiant narratives or thoughts going around town and actually give you guys my honest perspective on the whole situation. Now, if that sounds good, make sure that you like this video. And if you want to stay up to date on all the shooter news and updates that you care about, consider subscribing today. So anytime a narrative is being pushed, such as Xdefiant being a Call of Duty killer or XYZ game being a Call of Duty killer, it blows up in our faces, okay? Okay, it just honestly does, and it needs to stop because Call of Duty hasn't been dethroned in forever, okay? It's just not happening. And let's be very, very real here. We had some titles come up that were touted to be the same and just haven't done much. Anybody remember Combat Masters, Frontlines, Riotfall? Like, these are all games that were touted to be the Call of Duty experience that we have all been yearning for. And look, maybe the numbers kind of spiked for like a week or two or a couple of days or whatever the case is, but everybody runs right back to Call of Duty. It's just a cycle that doesn't end, and we have to be grown enough to admit to ourselves that this is just what it's going to be for the rest of our lives, because the marketing that goes into these games always entices us to look over the fence and say, wow, oh, that looks good over there. I need to be a part of that. And we all know what this ultimately leads to. It leads to us just getting burnt out on Call of Duty at some time and point, and then we move on to the next thing that could be the Call of Duty killer. And Xdefiant in this case has been touted that for quite some time in its life cycle. Now, me, myself, I always called it as a healthy alternative to Call of Duty, and that even gets depicted as Call of Duty killer. I don't even know why with people. But anyway, I always touted it as an alternative to Call of Duty, and that's what we should see it as, period. And let's be real, you're gonna fall for it every time. We're gonna run back to Call of Duty eventually and then get fed up with it and be like, I'm done with this game, and circle right back. I have done it myself. I've done it myself. I'm calling myself out. I have done this. But that's the genius marketing of Call of Duty. It reels everybody back in. Bro, you want that hit, man. You want that hit. Call of Duty is just a gaming addiction at this point that is just part of our natural gaming lives. And there's nothing wrong with that if you admit it. You know what I mean? Ultimately, how I see it down the road, I see Xdefiant doing pretty well for itself. Again, it's not going to be a Call of Duty killer, but I see Xdefiant doing great things in its space and a lot of gamers gravitating towards that. And I think that's healthy. I think that's great. I think that's something that's going to be really beneficial for this game's future overall, right? But we must admit to ourselves that you may not stick around with Xdefiant. You might go back to Call of Duty. Just admit that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's cool to admit that. You know what I mean? But this narrative of Call of Duty killer has to stop. I get it for content creators such as myself and other people using these phrases here and there to entice feelings and invoke emotion. But overall, when the streets is going crazy saying that, yo, Xdefiant truly could be that Call of Duty killer, just stop it. It's just simply not that. And again, there is nothing wrong with that. There is a video that I have that you must watch. This is one of the best first-person shooters that you never played. Click this video here, and I'll be sure to see you there.